Hello and welcome to the top 8 of the Sheffield Prime. With me, Rebecca Walker, joined as always by Richard Walker.
Hi.
Hi. And on the left we have Matt Slade playing Targ Sea of Blood. On the right we have Joe Zimmer playing Lanni Kingdom.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're just getting in the Christmas spirit?
Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing says Christmas like Targ Sea of Blood and Lanni Kingdom. That's the most Christmassy of decks I can think.
Yeah, nice and cheerful decks. Don't want to, doesn't make your opponent want to flip the table or anything.
Nah.
Should we run through setups?
Okay, Matt Slade has Dothraki C, the Freedman, and a duplicated Joko. No economy, so that's probably less desirable for him. Maybe he mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmer has a card in Shadows, the Bowels of Casterly Rock, and the Gold Road. So 7 gold setup. Not too bad.
So who do you think has a preferable matchup here? Is Targ Sea of Blood going to be good against Shadows? I mean, obviously Kingdom of Shadows, most of the cards aren't going to be on the board to kill, which isn't very helpful when all you want to do is kill them all.
I guess just the thing is, if Matt can blow up the Bowels of Casterly Rock,
yeah.
If he can do that turn 1, the game becomes a lot harder for Joe because he loses access to the gold and the draw.
Okay, that seems fair.
But so it kind of depends. I mean, Matt has Jogo on the board. If he can get a Blood Rider out, Jogo will get stealth and doesn't make a huge difference against a 0 board. But if he can jump characters into playing the challenge phase and then do the military, he's much more likely to get the Sea of Blood off.
Do you think this Sea of Blood deck is the type that's going to be running things like Womb of the World and the Blood Rider event, stuff like that?
I imagine so. I mean, I don't think we haven't seen the Targ Sea of Blood deck play yet, have we?
I don't think so, no.
No. But with Dothraki C and Jogo, I imagine he's playing Womb of the World, Blood of My Blood.
That's what I meant.
Fury of the Khalasar, which is the new 2-claim plot in the Targaryen box.
Yeah, that's a really annoying, mean plot. I had that played against me during this tournament.
If you're not prepared for it, then yes, it's mean.
I'm a little bit behind on the cards, so I was quite surprised when it popped out, and I was like, "Oh, hello! It's horrible."
If you are aware that it exists, then you can prepare better for it. I mean, if Joe knows to expect it in this matchup.
I mean, he probably does. Joe's a good player. Won Nationals, didn't he?
He did win National.
Beat you, didn't he?
He may have beaten me.
In the final?
In the final.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
That was the one.
The one where you actually did something for a change.
Hey! Where did I go? Was I like top 8? No.
Yeah.
Was I top 8? Ah, that's freaking awesome. Huh, what happened? I was playing like really good cards or something, wasn't I?
Same with Joe, but you didn't win National. So,
Thanks.
Joe opens up at the gates. Matt Slade opens Vanquish the Unbelievers. Yeah, that's interesting because he has 2 characters on the board with 2 different traits for Matt Slade. Where Joe shoring up the economy seems good.
Do you reckon he went for Vanquish the Unbelievers because it's got decent gold and he doesn't have any economy, so he wanted a bit of gold but also to put the pressure on, maybe?
Maybe, but then you could just open the Fury of the Khalasar, which has 2 less gold, but you get a character for free from your hand, and this is when your hand's going to be the biggest. So most likely have, although he doesn't seem to actually have that many characters in hand, so maybe that is a consideration. And he didn't draw characters either.
Oh, did he not?
No, he just drew 2 non-characters, I believe.
Oh. Yeah, maybe he's struggling for that, and that's why he didn't go for Fury of the Khalasar.
The furry Khalasar.
So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick apology for being so slow with these videos. Obviously, it's a Christmas period, so family stuff.
I mean, it's not like we're racing against releases.
No, true. This
is the current legal card pool, folks.
Yeah, and will be for like the next 6 months or something stupid.
Yeah, there may be a restricted list, but there have been no murmurings of one yet. So, who knows?
When's because there's one more thing coming out, isn't there?
The Things I Do for Love.
That's
January,
not what's coming out, is it?
January.
That's a Targ. No, not the Targ box.
That's the classic box, legacy box thing, which is overpowered.
Yeah, some very silly cards in that box. But I guess it will shake up the card pool a bit.
Do you intend to buy it, Rebecca?
I imagine I'll buy it because we've got like at least 2 copies of every other pack and every other box. We've got like, what, 9 core boxes now or something stupid?
You do realise that you only get 1 copy of each plot in it.
Really?
Yeah.
What a load of bull.
It's almost like they know it's overpowered and you don't want you to play it two in one deck. Anyway. So Joe had played the Alchemist Guildhall, which cancels a trigger character ability from a character that does not have the shadow keyword. And he has 3 cards in shadows now. So he has 1 gold, and he still has a reduction of 2 to use from his agenda, and he has a gold to claim from his gold road. So he has a potential of 4 resources to use.
Okay, so we can still get out a couple of characters and do some stuff this turn.
He could do some stuff, yeah.
So I've seen Matt made Joe first player, which I guess makes sense. Joe being first with shadows means that he can't just bring everything out of shadows after Matt's tried to attack his board. So if Joe wants to do anything this turn, he'll have to bring out the cards and leave them, susceptible to attack.
And Matt can react accordingly as well. So, so Matt collected 6 gold. He played an Illyrio's estate and spent 3 of it to play Win of the World. Spent 2 on the Horse Lord, who gained +1 strength for each other attacking Dothraki character.
Okay.
And saved gold. Vanquished the Unbelievers, killed the Freedmen.
Yeah, it's always a little bit sad when they're in the dead pile rather than discard, but,
Well,
there's
it would be
in the
sad,
game.
but Matt literally chose this. This was the choice he made. Matt taking a look at the Guildhall. Yeah, if you have a triggered ability. Be interested to see what Drogo he is using.
So the Guildhall, is this the one that you put it into shadows to cancel an effect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, be interested to see what Drogo Matt is using, because clearly he's using Womb of the World, which makes me think he might be running the new one, where you discard a card from hand to save, to prevent a character from returning to hand.
Yeah.
And that also is strengthened by the fact he's running Freedmen. So I'm thinking Matt is maybe considering discarding Freedmen to save a character returning to hand and then bringing them back into play.
Okay. This is interesting. Joe's bringing out the Nighttime Marauders. But there's nothing in the discard pile at the moment. So they don't get to trigger. But he's going to do a military. Is it 3 strength?
It is 3 strength. So he's going to clear the duplicate of Drogo or make Matt trigger his Womb of the World.
I guess if I was Matt, I'd be tempted to trigger the Womb and see what I can get. I think I saw that Joe had, is it Shadow Priestess? Is that the one that goes into Shadow? No, that can't be right. Oh yeah, it can be right. It's Kingdom of Shadows.
Yep.
Is it Shadow Priestess that can be in Shadows? Yeah, I think that the card in Shadows nearest to us is one of those.
Oh, he is running the new Drogo. He's got a Raiding Khalasar and a Braided Warrior to choose from. So here comes Drogo, which is really, really good with Womb of the World, because Womb of the World will return Drogo to hand, but Matt will, of course, interrupt and block that, I imagine.
If he can. Joe's got the cancel, right?
He does.
Joe's showing off his Starlek t-shirt there. I don't think I've seen you wear yours yet.
I thought that was a bra.
No, you said that they are in rather unfortunate locations, aren't they?
So is Matt going to defend the military challenge? I guess the thing is, Lanni Shadows, he's running Valar Morghulis. And so clearing off the duplicate from Drogo isn't really that, enticing. And you don't really want to kill your Horse Lord or whatever else.
I'm sorry, all I'm doing now is looking at Joe's boobs. It looks like Spider-Man has just like sprayed a bra on for him.
Wow, yeah. Well, maybe it looks like it's maybe a 3D printed bra. Because you know how they get all these little lines, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like Spider-Man playing webbed up on his booby area.
Joe's going to be thrilled to hear
Sorry,
this.
Joe.
He's waiting.
And everyone else who's got one of these t-shirts, I'm sorry, but this is all I'm going to think now every time I see you wearing it.
Joe has waited a week to see this video, and all you can do is talk about his
bra. I'm sorry. It does though. Hey, it's Christmas. Let me have my fun.
Okay, so Matt defended the military challenge with Khal Drogo, to which Joe brings out the Shadow Priestess after the challenge to kneel Jogo.
That seems good.
So he's going to clear a card out of Matt's hand.
Yeah, because Matt, I'm assuming... that's a shame.
That's a really good pull.
Yeah, because I'm assuming Joe can't afford any more triggers at this point unless he's got a iron bank.
Would you have not been tempted to jump Kotho out?
Yeah, I would have, I think.
With an intrigue challenge coming at you? At the risk of overpopulating the board, but then you can just choose to bring Khal Drogo back to hand.
Well, Khal Drogo's probably going to come back to hand anyway because of the Alchemist Guild.
Yeah, or if you're Joe, and Matt brings Kotho onto the board, you could just say, actually, I will cancel it, leave him on the board, and then Valar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a risky play against Targ Sea of Blood, because if you Valar, that Jogo's still there, and then if they can get a Sea of Blood trigger next round and blow up your bowels or something, it's harder game.
So, he does have the Iron Bank. Okay. So, Matt's going in for the military with the Horse Sword. Joe has Iron Banked the Shadow Priestess back to hand. So it's just the Nighttime Marauders that die. And Matt also getting the power for unopposed.
No Sea of Blood trigger turn 1.
No, not when you're attacking for 1, is it, the Horse Sword?
Yep, so I think Joe's done well this round.
Really slowed him down.
Not only has he had more successful, more actual challenges than Matt, he sort of come out of it okay. He got 2 cards in the shadows, unless one of those actually in his hand. But I think he's got his hand in his hand.
Yeah, he's got the Alchemist Guild, but he's just putting that back out.
Might as well with the 3 gold he had spare.
Yeah. So the Drogo trigger, Matt discarded a card to try and keep Drogo on the board, but Joe cancelled it with the Alchemist Guild, and then, as you say, using the remaining gold to bring the Alchemist Guild back out ready for the beginning of the next round. And Joe also winning Dom there, so it's 2-1 to Joe at the moment. So as I say, really good, strong first round from Joe. He's got a nice backboard set up, he's got a card in shadows.
I feel like the longer the Lanni Kingdom deck goes on, the stronger it will be. So, this is interesting. This is interesting. So Matt Slade plays Counting Coppers, which I wouldn't ever have thought to have, be played against me in a Targ Sea of Blood.
Yeah.
Okay, that's unusual. But he is looking for option, assuming he's looking for things like Kotho and other tempo things, because Targ can play Coppers because they've got plenty of cards that cheat in the economy, like Kotho and Missandei. Freedmen, you can just chuck them away and then they'll come into play for free for whatever reason. So I can understand why he's playing Coppers, but I just wouldn't have expected it in Sea of Blood.
And it's unusual to see it turn 2 as well.
It can be. I didn't think he was at a loss for cards. I thought he still had a 4 or 5, but he wants more options. He had the tempo jump up Whim of the World still on the board, and potentially also the Dothraki Sea. So to have more options in hand for those cards is, also good. But also interesting is Joe's decision to play Forgotten Plans.
Yeah, what do you think he was trying to hit here?
Well, I'm not really sure.
I don't really know what
I
Sea
think-
of Blood deck would play at this point. That would be.
I think Joe was trying to combat the Fairy Calisar.
Oh, okay.
Because that had the reaction to the challenge phase beginning, and they can throw a character into play.
Ah.
And so if Joe could cancel the or blank the plot, so the jumping bit doesn't happen, Matt is left with a 3 gold 2 claim plot.
Yeah. Matt just noticing there that Joe had a Gates of the Moon out, so that he should have had an extra gold, which might have changed his marshalling. Yeah, so he would have put out the economy there.
So he's saving some gold.
How much has he got? Is that 2?
So let's see, he would have collected 3, he used the estate and paid 1 to play the port, knelt it to get a gold back, that's 3, but he played a Horse Lord. I think he should have 1, but he does seem to have more than 1. I've missed something somewhere.
Yeah. So he should have had 3. Play the economy for 2, kneel it, get 1 back, right?
Yep.
So he'd have 1. Mistake. Yeah. Maybe he did take it.
Okay, so Joe marshalling. Marshalled the Red Keep. That's another counter he got on the board.
Gosh. Matt's not doing anything.
And the Iron Throne. So Joe's got quite a lot of control tools out at this stage. Bless you.
Oh, bless me. Oh, that's a big sneeze.
Yeah, Joe's got 3 control tools out on the board there. 2 on the board character cancel, and 1 that actually can cancel locations as well. And the Iron Throne to prevent things coming into play. So he's not the Iron Throne to name a character, I presume?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Matt's first player, so it might have been to say Kotho, to stop Kotho coming out.
Yep.
Or he could have used it to say that he can't play put to the torch, for example, if he's worried about his locations.
Yeah, possibly. So Joe has cancelled the Womb of the World. So we don't get any effects from that. And Matt, his tempo is hit. Part of that is his own fault from playing coppers, which only 2 gold at this stage. But if he has no other options in hand, we did see before he didn't really have many characters, but we know he has Drogo in hand.
Yeah, true.
But with Matt playing the 2 gold plot, the draw plot, slowing his own tempo, had allowed Joe to play the Iron Throne and the Red Keep. So that basically is going to hurt Matt even more.
Yeah, I think playing against Joe's kind of deck is quite rubbish as the opponent. I mean, you know, it's nice to have your deck be able to do stuff, and you know, even if you expect like a cancel or 2, maybe like a hand judgment might stop what you're doing, or a Vince might stop your character's reaction, whatever. But when you're playing against the Red Keep and the Alchemist Guild and the Iron Throne, like suddenly it's not just like one thing that's been cancelled. There's like 2-3 things that you're being stopped from doing.
Right, so Matt has played overwhelming numbers, which means you can put in 2 attacking Dothraki characters from your hand or your discard pile, but it only brings in a character from his hand. Now I thought you could choose discard pile and or hand, but maybe it is one or the other.
Oh, okay. Do you want to consult your memory?
Yeah, let me just rack my brain. I nearly typed in underwhelming numbers. From your hand and or discard pile. So he could have brought in that Kotho from his discard pile, which would have returned to his hand.
That would have been good. Maybe he didn't realise that's how it works.
Yeah, possibly.
So it's not one or the other, you can do both.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Is that a 2-cost event?
Yes, it is. So I'm not sure whether we should have had the money to play it, but he has played it. But yeah, I think he could have got in the Koso there.
So, what's he getting? Oh, okay. Blood of my blood.
Blood of my blood. So yeah, he's trying to leverage the text of Khal Drogo to bring characters into play and then discard a card to leave them there, which is why he's playing Count and Copper for the fuel. So he has cards in hand to discard. So I can see what he's trying to do.
Would you not have been tempted? Oh no, he did. Yeah, I think Joe must have said put to the torch then, because otherwise you'd have just got put to the torch then, wouldn't you?
Assuming he's running it, yeah.
He must be running it. It's a Sea of Blood deck. He's using Waken the Dragon to go in for the power with Drogo as well.
Yep.
He's come back to hand anyway, so why not?
You can discard Miss Sunday.
Yeah, that seems like a good shout, because even if Joe cancels one of them,
He's cancelling Miss Sunday.
so that means that Drogo stays out.
Yep.
Joe's just going to Valar, isn't he?
I mean, the signs seem good. I mean, Joe can slow Matt's tempo down. He can use the red keep on Slaver's Bay Port, or on Matt's economy. What's he just played there?
What's that? I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Overwhelming numbers.
Yeah.
That brings the card back to hand, right?
Yeah.
As does Waking the Dragon.
Yeah.
So, after he played Waking the Dragon, does that cancel out the overwhelming numbers bringing him back to hand?
That is a good question.
Because wouldn't overwhelming numbers trigger and then Waking the Dragon triggered? So both should try and bring them back to hand.
So, overwhelming numbers triggered at the end of the challenge.
Okay.
And Waken the Dragon, I think, also had the same timing window at the end of the phase. So there are two separate effects trying to bring Drogo back to hand at the same time. So I don't know if whether you'd have to resolve both of them and discard two cards, or whether one card satisfies the condition. I mean, my instinct is to say that he would have had to discard two cards.
Yeah, that's
Or
what I
two
would have
separate
thought.
last or delayed effects.
Because, multiple things can happen at the end of the phase and you still have to resolve each one separately. So I feel like he would have had to have discarded two. But I'm not a rules lawyer, so...
Yeah, this is something we could ask. I could ask Colin.
You're just going to name drop people now?
I nearly called him Colon. That's why. That's why I stuttered slightly. Joe plays trade routes, and Matt Slade decide to return both of the Horse Lord to the field.
So I imagine he was doing that in anticipation of a reset from Joe.
It's also good if you're running overwhelming numbers because you can get them back and then they come back to your hand. So kind of like draw.
Yeah.
Draw twice because you sack them, you get the card, and then you bring them back into play and you get the card. So again, a nice plot choice there from Matt. They're synergized with what we can see from the deck very well.
Well, he's made it all the way to top 8 at least, so the deck obviously works. And we all know that Matt is very into his Targ.
Yeah, when you see Matt Slade at the tournament, you know he's going to have a positive win record with the deck he's getting. It's very unlikely he'll go 2-3 or lower.
Yeah, I don't think there's many people that know Targ better than Matt, although saying that he did apparently miss the overwhelming numbers.
It's a new card. So Joe's playing the trade route to get all the money ever.
Yeah.
Which, that's a clever play because if you're Matt and you've just saved your Drogo, you might think, actually, this makes me think Joe's going to reset me because he cancelled my Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you try and do though, isn't it? You try and lure your opponent into thinking that you're about to reset, and if you can hold off another turn because they'll play their reset sort of counter and then you can do the reset when they don't have a way of coming back from it. Like if Joe played the reset now, it would have been perfect for Matt because he'd been able to get rid of the ones that he was worried about saving.
Yeah, generally if you play your reset when your opponent expects you to play your reset, it's suboptimal.
Yeah, the only time when you do it anyway is if you're in a losing position, you have to reset, otherwise there's going to be, a game loss. And although your opponent knows that you're going to reset, you don't have a lot of choice in the matter in those situations.
Or if you're just going to play 3 Risen from the Sea, it's fine.
All that. You're spoken like a true Greyjoy player.
What? But I'm Stark now, haven't you heard?
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently I played Targaryen.
What? You said you're Stark?
Yeah, but I'm also Greyjoy and Targaryen. I'm Baratheon.
We did just buy an axe.
Even Lannister I play. Yeah, and Night's Watch. Play Night's Watch, bit of Night's Watch. Can't beat Night's Watch.
Are you like...
I've even been playing Tyrell with the Housefly Knight.
Are you trying to sell yourself for the next Thrones War?
No.
Which, by the way, is April, the 17th, 18th weekend.
Yeah, the sign-ups go live on the 6th of January. So that's like next week.
Yep, so you got a week, guys. Make sure you got your pocket money at the ready.
Pocket money.
Yeah, tickets sold out in 3 days last time, so if you are intending to come, keep an eye out for the posts.
Alright, here goes Joe with his marshalling. Shadows. Let's check what I put down.
It's just going to be like 5 Shadows cards,
Pay
isn't
2
it?
more. Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
Pay 2 more.
Shadows.
Shadows.
I can do this too.
Shadows.
4 Shadows.
Count my money. Do a bit of counting.
Yeah, put them into nice little piles so that we know exactly how much you're paying for each one. Oh, this one's coming out straight away.
Bit of Shadows.
Oh!
Bit of Varys.
Oh!
What's the attachment on Drogo? Let's see if we can see it now.
I don't know, it's got like a kind of red and black.
Yeah, I think it's Underhanded Methods, which is the one where they get +1 strength for each card that you control in Shadow. So Joe controlled the attachment still, and the attachment was giving Khal Drogo at that point 4 cards in Shadow +4 strength. But the reason Joe played it was to trigger the Bowels of Casterly Rock to draw a card or gain gold.
Ah, and he didn't have any character art to put it on.
Knowing that he would play Varys next round and kill Drogo.
Very well thought out, Joe. It's almost like he was thinking ahead.
It's almost like Joe is a good player.
It's almost like he knows what he's doing.
Almost.
Almost.
Do you remember when Joe, he was really struggling to crack the top 8 of regional, and now he's just winning tournaments and stuff. Like 1 national, 1 Blackwater Bay, 1 tournament and stuff. Was a region at Thrones War.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you praising Joe?
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's not his birthday.
It's Christmas.
Santa
brought him a sack of praise from me. Well done, Joe.
I wondered what you were going to say there. Joe's going to be dancing around at home. He's like, Richard said something nice.
He probably turned off after you praised his bra.
Yeah. It is a lovely bra.
Oh, Mandon Moore.
Let's discard 2 or kill someone.
Joe hadn't spent a Valar Morghulis. He just hadn't needed to.
No.
And Matt has a duplicated Jogo, so he might wish to discard the card, especially if he's got Freedmen or another Missandei, which he doesn't seem to have. The overwhelming numbers have gone.
That's a shame. I think that's 3 now. So Matt's just got the 2 cards left in hand. Which is sad because I imagine he's played both of his draw plots now. He played the counter choppers and then Return to the Fields is like a draw plot. And Joe getting his characters now means that he can start doing some challenges.
Yeah, this is where Lannister get the lock on. He hadn't needed a Morghulis to peg back the Sea of Blood. I guess the downside of the Sea of Blood is if you don't get that turn 1 Sea of Blood trigger off and hit your opponent tempo, getting rid of the bow or whatever important location they have, they just build up and they get stronger and stronger while clearing your hand out, getting rid of all your options, winning challenges against you, destroying your board. And if that doesn't work, they Valar you and then you start again. Nice little combo here from Joe, the Regent's Guard coming out of Shadows to return Mound and More to his hand, with the Night Flowers reacting from the card coming out of Shadows. I presume he triggered the Bowl, but I think he'd already triggered it from Flowers coming out.
Probably.
Or Mandan, or whoever came out.
Wow, that was a good round for Joe. Big swing there. Gone up by 6 power that turn. All I can see now is if you look top left, you see that leg bouncing.
That's Paul.
It's Paul, right?
He's doing that thing where he runs while sitting down. It literally looks like he's running. It
literally does. He must burn so many calories during games just from running on the spot.
Next time I sit at home playing FIFA, I'm just gonna run.
Because you're going to do a pull.
I'm probably not actually. I'm probably going to be tired after 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like far too much effort for you.
Then we've got the Milanese market to shuffle Waking the Dragon back into...
Well, I'll put it on the bottom,
isn't it?
On
the bottom, yeah, not shuffle. My bad.
It's alright, we'll let you off.
Thank you.
We all know you're not a Targ player. You're no Matt.
Well, I have been playing quite a lot of Targ recently because I've been enjoying playing Reptile.
Reptile?
Yeah, Galatha Galere. She was like Reptile from Mortal Kombat.
He just says a bit.
So, I'm enjoying just trying to find a way to abuse Reptile.
And also Reptile is a lot easier to say than whatever her name is, so I might just call her Reptile from now on.
Reptile is the way forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a bit of Iron Bank, bit of Reptile, Iron Bank, just get more cards in hand. Load the Chuds. Play them out.
Chud Army.
Chud Army.
Guess I best start playing First Snow against you.
Get First Snow, be sad. Play them all out again afterwards. Discard them all to reserve, put your Missandei back into play. Oh, Matt Slade playing a big econ plot. And Joe
He's only got
marching.
one card in hand though.
You can draw 2, you can draw some magnificent cards that will help.
Oh, he's got 2 cards in hand.
Raiding Kalasar, he'll draw. Another Drogo. Oh no, Drogo's dead.
Yeah, Varys killed him. Sad times.
Did Matt just womb?
Not intentionally.
What? Why is he not womb?
Maybe he did win. He might have done it to get a card in hand ready to play out for late summer feast.
Yep.
It's not a challenger's action, is it?
Nope. I don't think it is. Yeah, I think he could have triggered that in the draw phase to get a card on the board and then into hand to marshal it out.
Mm.
I mean, Joe could have played the Iron Throne to negate whatever he got. Because Joe has control options.
He does indeed.
I think Joe's going to win now because he had the Night Flowers on the board and he had Card and Shadow to come out, which will trigger his Bowers of Casterly Rock. It will trigger the Night Flower to restand him. We know he had underhanded methods as well to boost Night Flower's strength to higher.
Mm. He's also got all the economy, all the cancels. He's really nicely set up now. I mean, Matt also has a pretty good backboard. That unfortunately, Joe has the cards to just stop anything that's going to be of an annoyance, basically.
I mean, Matt's backboard is basically all economy, along with Dothraki Sea and Women of the World, which are cheap characters into play. But when Joe has cancelled, like the Guildhall and the Red Keep, and the Iron Throne to control what Matt can put into play, it's less effective. Well, look at that. Matt actually did have a Raiding Kalasar. I really hope he drew that.
Oh, you brought him good luck from the future.
Brought him good luck from the future. What?
Well, yeah, because like this game was played a little while ago now.
So if you lose it, it's not going to be that much good luck, is it?
Well, I didn't say your good luck was that good.
Okay, Miss Gillard.
Hey, you can't just divorce me mid-video.
Do what I want.
I wonder what Matt's got in hand that he's not been able to play out, seeing as he's got 6 gold.
Well, we had a man and more pop out to kill the Horse Lord.
Ah, that's why the Horse Lord went.
Yep, and Consuming Flame. He could have killed Mandan. Oh no, Mandan 4 for 4, not 4 for 3.
So Joe going in for the military then. Is it worth Matt trying to defend this?
Do you think Matt wants characters on the board?
At least one.
How much strength is Joe going in for? Was it Flowers and Regent Guard? That's 10, so he can't defend it.
And we know that there's a potential... Was it unexpected delay? No, not unexpected delay. I always keep that. The guile, the boosty one.
Underhanded method.
That one. I don't know why I always call it unexpected delay, because I know it's not that.
That's the plot.
Yeah, I know. It's when you choose someone and they go back to hand.
Oh, you do know.
I do know what it is. I always confuse the...
You just say different words for fun.
Yeah. I'm just testing you, basically. Just making sure you're paying attention.
Matt Slade does a military challenge, Delphine Knight of Flower, and Joe immediately reaches for his money. You know you're in trouble when Joe reaches for his money. It is Robert Strong.
Poor Matt. Matt's just like really optimistically just putting stuff back into his deck now. Unfortunately, it won't magically come back out into your hand though.
I wonder if Slade runs Morgulus. I wonder if Joe has Clever Feint.
Would you run Morgulus though? Normally in Targ Sea of Blood you wouldn't bother, would you, right?
Well, that depends on your philosophy, I suppose.
I mean, theoretically you should be winning anyway.
I mean, Valar is better when used aggressively than as a combat tool, generally.
Matched. I mean...
Well, what did he want to use again?
So, Matt is the first kingdom here.
You'll notice that from the start of most round, Joe had a minimal number of cards and shadows. Do you remember a lot of the pant wetting when exposed duplicity was spoiled and everyone was like literally
wetting?
Yeah, they were wetting their pants. They were like, oh my god, it's ruined Shadows decks. Oh god, how will we ever cope? And Joe shows how you cope. You don't put all your cards in Shadow and just leave them there for the next round.
You just bring them out as needed?
You put them in as needed for the round and you bring them out and then you win the game convincingly.
Yeah.
So, well done, Joe Zimmer.
Yep, so Joe will be through to the top 4. Commiserations to Matt. I think, yeah, it's difficult to play aggressive Sea of Blood deck against a deck that doesn't have cards on the board.
Yeah, if you can't torch their location, but...
Well, you can't when there's I'm thrown out saying that you can't play the put the torch.
Indeed. So I think Joe gets to play against Paul Running Man Geddes next round.
Alright, okay. I couldn't remember who was next, to be honest, so that makes sense. So yeah, we'll be back with top 4 when we can. Thanks as always for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/The White Walkers, and we will get the top 4 out as soon as we can, but please bear with us, it is the Christmas period. And there are celebrations to how you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Bye, people.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Merry Christmas.
What?